One,
Hello!
2, 3. Hello. Welcome to In the Birds with Amy and Gina. It is Wednesday, April the 23rd.
Happy Easter to
Happy
everyone.
belated Easter.
Oh.
And Passover was last weekend. Amy, get your mic.
Hello.
Hello.
Testing.
Yeah, we had, I think Easter and Passover kind of crossed paths this year. So those who celebrate one or both or either, I hope you had a great celebration.
Yeah.
Past weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you do?
Well, my family had a great Easter day because they went to the farm. Aunt Alyssa and Uncle David hosted, and it was lovely. And they have an annual kickball event where all the kids end up taking their shoes off, and they have, they live on a farm, so this big field, and
nice.
everybody plays, and all the boyfriends were there.
All
so
the boyfriends
boyfriend was there. He's nice, and Adam, of course, was there. So that was really cute.
Nice.
And I was at home sniffling and sneezing with an allergy attack.
I'm sorry you were sick.
But I'm on the uptick.
Yeah, you seem like you're a little bit better. You sound better. Yeah, we celebrated with my oldest daughter's in-laws, her family. We've kind of started a new tradition with them, and it was a lot of fun. My daughter's sister-in-law opened up her home for us, and it was great. We had a wonderful time. Adult Easter egg hunt for the big kids. Yes. They always enjoy that.
It's interesting as the kids get married and have kids and stuff. We don't have any with kids yet, but it's like you want it to work out where you understand there has to be a rotation.
Right.
Where, they may be with their spouse's family for Christmas. And I'm just like wondering what the best rules are for that.
Yes, we are starting that, Amy. I'm starting that because now I have 2 kids that got married last year, as you know. So they have, and for this
Lovely
Easter, thank you. For this Easter celebration, we had that happen. My son and my daughter-in-law did not join us because it was her mother's birthday.
Yes.
And they did Easter with them. And I understand. Easter is not the one I'm going to be so protective over, but I think the Christmas holidays are when you got to get into a schedule, a rotation. And I've got a new grandbaby coming. So we're going to work it out. I think I've been really blessed with my kids' in-laws.
Yes.
And everybody's chill. We work it out. Nobody's going to get upset. And I think we'll be okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. And the kids have to work that out too. I'm not going to say who is having issues with that, but when you're even dating someone and it's just like everybody's family is important. Your family's not more important than my family. My family's not more important than your family. So one can't always take, you gotta be giving.
You got a little give and a little take because that is, you have to be flexible.
Yes.
And I've said this before when on this show, for years, as long as my kids were little, 25 years, my parents live in North Carolina. My husband's parents live in South Georgia. So we can't all be together on Christmas Day. So we alternated. And Thanksgiving, I would do Thanksgiving in one town, Christmas in the other town, and then we would flip-flop.
I think that's a great idea.
And I did that my whole life. So I thought it was pretty good. When I tell other people I did that, they're like, I would never do that.
Why?
A lot of people just don't want to travel and didn't want to inconvenience themselves. I always tried to make sure the grandparents got to spend quality time with my kids. But now that's nice. Over. Now I'm doing that.
I'm thinking maybe when we have grandkids, maybe we'll do something like we're going to have Christmas the entire week before.
Yeah. We're
going to have Christmas, like we'll blow it out for New Year's. And so we're not competing as much with other, like I don't.
It's not about the actual day.
It's just about spending time
together. It's just about finding a time during the season.
Right. So if all of our kids are like, we're going to spend Christmas Day with our spouse's family, I'd be like, okay, then can I have Christmas Eve or can I have whatever?
That's kind of where I'm at. I started wanting Christmas Eve last year, but now that there's a grandbaby in the mix, things might be changing. We'll have some really strict alternating rules, but we'll work it out. Don't worry. And since it's spring,
it was a beautiful weekend.
It was beautiful. It really felt like spring or almost summer. It got a little hot. The flowers, the azaleas right now.
The flowers are so beautiful.
The dogwoods.
That they look fake. They're so perfect and so just bursting.
The azaleas, it's perfect.
And the hydrangeas.
They're starting to bloom. Those are my favorite.
When Anna came home for Easter, I cut a bunch of hydrangeas and stuck them in a thing, and they were so beautiful. And then it rained, and it practically knock those flowers
Oh,
all.
no.
So I'm glad I grabbed them when I did.
Well, I can say hydrangea now. It took me a long time to be able to say the name of that flower.
Say it
because
again.
it
Am I
is a
saying
very
it right? Hydrangea.
hydrangea. Just it never the spelling always threw me, but I love it. It's one of my favorite flowers. But spring also, people are talking about colors and what the big colors for spring and summer right now. Amy.
Oh, like fashion wise.
Fashion wise, yeah.
All right.
And I just happened to read this article. So these are some of the colors that are big. I agree with some of them. And, y'all can tell us what you think. Amy, I know how you feel about some of these. Butter yellow, no. Big fat no for me.
Amy Lyle votes yes. I don't know
Yes.
if I'm going to wear it, but I like it.
You could wear yellow. Okay. Mocha mousse, which is really kind of a chocolate brown. I vote yes for that. I do love that. I don't see it as a spring and summer color, but I guess they're carrying that. It was big in the fall. I noticed there was a lot of that mocha brown stuff everywhere, especially in athleisure wear. So I guess it's carrying over.
You know where I'm seeing that?
Where?
Kitchens. Like I'm obsessed looking at kitchens and home furnishings, and that is a big color. Even like a wall covering.
That's because you're going to build a house soon.
Well,
hopefully,
soon, but
eventually. So mocha chocolate brown, but I get I in the summer or spring, I'm picturing that with like a crisp white, mixing the mocha with the white. I think that's white sneaks with a little chocolate brown dress. I can see that.
Kind of
that's
like
cute.
I like that more than black pants in the spring or summer.
Yeah,
like if you had like
a
white.
I have to get away from black as I sit here in a black top and you sit here in a black dress. I'm one of those people, you've seen the memes, the jokes. I'm just going to transfer my black winter wardrobe to my black summer, spring wardrobe. I do wear too much black, but I just makes you look smaller. So that is why.
Look,
as women, we wear black. What,
look,
Amy?
The tie.
Oh, it looks like you got something on it. It'll come out. It'll come out. Yeah, that's what it is. Deodorant. So we said butter yellow, mocha mousse. Oh, this one. Powder pink.
Powder pink also, I would like it in a baby's room or even in an office.
I like a bright,
like just a touch.
Like a fuchsia pink.
Like
These are the pinks I like.
Like a pale pink and cream rug in a girl's or a woman's office.
Yes.
Home office.
Nursery. My daughter's nursery, she's having a girl, she is using that very powdery pink. Not bright, not too not Pepto-Bismol. Remember the pink from the movie?
Yes,
Steel Magnolias. She said it's like Pepto-Bismol. Okay, so powder pink. I'm not a fan. Amy says she likes. I like it for a bedroom, for a baby's room.
Yeah, yes. I would. I don't know if I'd wear it.
No, this color, tangerine. This is just a bright orange. Bright orange. I see it a lot this time of year in summer, spring. I like it. I think I can wear it. I just don't.
Same.
It's okay. I think I see a lot of cute younger girls in the bright orange, and they look good. I don't really want to draw that much attention to myself.
Yeah, you could wear it like I could see. You could wear it like how cute. Like I'm in my mind, I'm like seeing like a cute orange Tory Burch sandal.
Oh,
with like white jean or white pants with like something with a little touch of orange in a shirt. Like I could incorporate it in somehow. But you're right. I don't have a closet filled with orange.
No, don't like that. Don't like orange. And then last but not least, this is another big color, icy blue, which is a very cold, crisp, icy blue, which I also do not wear, but I bet you do.
I do. And you also see that in kitchens.
Again, we're going back to the kitchen.
And everybody, I mean,
icy blues are in kitchens right now. I haven't really noticed.
Well, okay. You know how I look at design stuff all the time and follow them on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And so you know how it's like a big thing now to have what's it called? Not a galley kitchen. It's like the kitchen behind the kitchen.
Like an extra kitchen, basically?
Yeah, but it's called like something. It's not a pantry. It's like a real...
not a chef's kitchen. I know what you're talking about.
It's the same thing they use on a boat. It's called the same. Anyway, sometimes like that kitchen is more whimsical or more bold in color because you're not really seeing it as much. And I've seen that icy blue, and I thought, oh, that's fun.
Icy blue,
with like a cool tile. And
I know things are changing. We're getting away from all the solid white. I think color is coming back, which is good.
I like it.
I do too.
I also like a white kitchen though, but I would like to have some natural wood elements or some color or mix and match.
I
You
like
play the islands.
mixing.
Yeah.
I think you need that, Amy. I'm glad you're looking because you're going to get some ideas going for your future.
Yes.
Home.
I'm not very sophisticated in putting it into a PowerPoint presentation.
Oh my.
I'm
We'll
like,
have to share. You'll have to share that with us. So, yeah, so spring is sprung. We're wearing our colors. We're getting our house. It's a good time to make some changes in your home too.
I'm in a very tiny home now.
Oh, that's right.
I made the move.
But you did what everybody's doing right now, Amy. You did the ultimate spring cleaning before you moved.
Sister, I did because
you had to.
There's no room.
I've done that a couple times.
And you know what's shocking? I'm so proud of Peter and I because we packed. Well, I'm more proud of me because I packed stuff. But our closet, we do have a very nice closet, and there is a lot of shelves.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what we have on the shelves?
Books. Nothing.
In the closet, there's nothing
because
on
it's
the
all
shelves.
Packed away. All in
because
storage?
It's packed away. It is just hanging stuff.
Nice.
And at the bottom are the shoes. And Peter tries to, bless his heart, junk it up like, I'll just put it there. I was like, no,
take
it out. Put a cooler in the closet of the clothes.
No.
And so I'm so proud that we haven't
this clean, crisp closet.
Yes, and I mean hanging. I hung up my pants.
You told me that, and you hung up things by brand. Didn't you tell me you had all your Athleta?
No.
Was that
not by brand.
By hobby.
Yes.
So your tennis dresses are together.
Yes.
And your workout pants are together.
Yes.
I like it. I like it. That's what they say to do. You told me when you were moving, they were saying, get the bulk out of your closet and make it look very like there's spacing in between. I need to do that because right now I've got winter mixed with spring and I can't stand it. I can't find anything during this.
Well, the rest of it is in storage, but it's kind of like I haven't missed anything. That's what you learn.
When you pack it. Yeah. And if you don't miss it, and they say that the theory for clothing is if you haven't worn it in a year, you're not going to wear it. If you've gone all 4 seasons. And I've done that and I still hang on to it. But if I do 2 years, it's gone.
Well, my addiction is dresses.
Boom.
So, hey, Kara Neer at Elena Company, Gina and I bought a lot of dresses and we'd love to come back and wear those dresses on the show. We stopped going during the pandemic, but we're available now.
I don't know if they do that. We would love to come and visit Kara Neer. She's doing a great job, by the way.
She's so funny.
She's cute, adorable.
I can't wait for Christina's new show.
Is she having a new show? I didn't know that.
I saw like a little ad and she's going to be the host. I don't know if she's working for I think she's working for a real estate company. And, she's kind of like Judy.
Like a QVC kind of thing?
Judy Goss used to work. It was like called Behind the Gates in New York City.
Oh, I remember
And there were these multi-million-dollar homes and she's perfect. And I think Christina is doing something like
that
in the Buckhead, Atlanta area.
Good for
her.
Perfect
for that.
Speaking of television shows, we have to get into what we're watching. And there are a few big trials that one just ended. I've been kind of obsessed with that cult mom, Lori Valley Daybell. If you don't know who she is, just Google her. I mean, there's been a million Datelines. Court TV, my man Vinnie Politan does a lot of stuff on her. You could just turn on Court TV and find out anything you want to know. She's already got 3 life sentences for the murder of her children. The conspiracy to kill one of her brother and her new husband's ex-wife. It's terrible. This woman is insane. Anyway, she represented herself in this last trial in Arizona for the killing of her 4th husband. Of course, she was found guilty. I just kind of got obsessed with her during my surgeries, my recoveries. One of her trials was on, and
it was knee surgery, not plastic surgery.
Yeah,
this is all natural.
Yes, it was knee surgery. I had 2 of those last year. I got involved in a lot of these trials. That's why I got hooked on watching these trials when I was recovering.
Plus, at the gym is a guy,
Vinnie Politan. I just talked about him. Just saw him yesterday at the gym. He is like the main man at Court TV. I love Vinnie. Vinnie, I know you're not watching.
Does he have a distinctive voice?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very Italian.
He's
Italian.
Gina?
No. He's Italian. Watch him on Court TV. He's fabulous. And all the newscasters on Court TV. I really like it. I think they do a great job.
I hate to interrupt you. My new neighbor, we're living in the flats, and there's a new neighbor that lives up there, and she's Italian, and she smokes. She's nice, but she's just like, how are ya? She's like, how are ya? How are the dogs? Your family now that you live here? You're going to get some pepperoni bread.
That's right. I'll make you some lasagna.
And you're going to get pepperoni bread. You'll be on the list at Thanksgiving. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. And then there's a person who lives below her and she takes her cigarette and then ashes. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not like that. She lives above me. But she's like the nicest lady
Italian people
and
are the
she's
best.
just like, you need me to pick up your mail? Would you need that?
Let me know when you're out of
town. You fix your washer, you dry it. I can fix anything. I can paint anything. I furnish my whole place with antiques from the flea market.
Let me help you out.
Let me help you out.
Yeah, I can help you.
Like my back hurts. I can't move nothing, but I can pick it out. And I was just like,
how old is she? About what age person do you think she is?
I mean, she has older grandchildren.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know, but I really like her. This is interesting cast of characters, Gina, because I used to live.
She's actually in the same neighborhood. It's just a different part of the neighborhood.
Gina and I lived two houses apart.
Yeah, 2 houses down.
On the very last street of this neighborhood, and now I live on the very first street. Peter and I are feeling very urban. Get up.
Yeah, because you got the restaurants all around.
We got the woo woo. We can hear the fire trucks. I'm like
wheeling and dealing up there. Yeah, you're like, you're living in the city,
and then
girl.
All of the people that live there used to live in Vickery in bigger houses, and they're like, oh my god, I lived on Mandel. It's like 6,000 square feet, and now I'm living in this. My kitchen used to be 2,000 square feet. You know what I'm saying? And
now I can see my bedroom from my kitchen, and I'm just fine. I love it. I love every minute of it.
My dog is confused. My dog's like, where's the space? Where's the space?
Well, it's funny that you talk about Italians like that because everybody thinks I'm Italian because my name is Gina Marie and I am not. And I look Italian. But I love Italians. I'm friends with so many Italian people. Italian people are the best. They're the best, darling.
Everybody's had a little Italian.
So speaking of, there's a lot of this talk. The other trial that I'm obsessed with, we're talking about trials, is the Karen Reed trial in Boston. It's important. There's a lot of side bars and bars and cars they're talking about because it's truly about that. Because there was a lot of drinking the night of the killing. There was a lot of cars and there was cops involved. They think there's some dirty stuff going on with the cops. Anyway, it's an amazing trial. You need to check it out.
There are certain cops I feel like I would not want to mess with.
Oh, yeah.
It would be a Boston cop. I don't know.
A Boston cop. No, I wouldn't mess with them.
I feel like they're just not messing around.
Well, they got that reputation. There's always movies about the dirty Boston cops. There's always dirty cops in every big city.
Lots of good cops.
But there's lots of good cops.
More good cops.
And this trial is about trying to prove that there might be a few dirty cops. They haven't proved it yet. First trial, there was a hung jury. Now we're on the second trial. I don't think she murdered her boyfriend intentionally. Is there a chance she hit him and didn't realize he was, dead because there was a lot of, like I said, drinking and it was a bad, snowy, cold night. Just check it out. The whole thing is really crazy. Karen Reed.
How many days in are they?
They just started the second trial Tuesday. So we're 2 days in, second day. So you got plenty of time. Court TV, check it out.
Hey, can we talk about cops for a second or no?
Absolutely.
It's somewhat political. Okay, so
cops are great. I love cops.
There were some issues with the cops, and so there was a demand, which I think is good, to have body cams on cars, cams on them. And I do think, that is an instant accountability. Like whatever happens to you, it's going to be recorded. Or,
it's for their protection because they get screwed so many times.
So sorry. I don't know how to say this gracefully, but like what's happening is it's working against certain criminals because they do have the proof. And so the people that said, you have to have body cams are now saying no body cams because you have the proof. And it's like, this astounding statistic of like 87% of footage used in a trial from
the body cam
is going to convict and prove
what
happened. So it's you can't lie that you're watching it, right?
It's just like now so much in these trials since I've been watching them. The other thing that comes into play, the body cams.
Yes.
The cell phones.
Yes.
The texting.
Yes.
The data. They can find out where your phone was. And if you're not a very smart criminal and you've got your phone on you, they can know where you are at all times.
Yes.
And I think the cell phones have been huge and
for
evidence.
Yes.
And just people videoing other people just with just random. Yeah, I was at another change of subject. I was at Honey Ham the other day picking up my ham for Easter.
Delicious.
I know. It wasn't as good as it normally is. That's in the story. This man.
It's a hot year for pork.
It was a hot year for the pork. I don't know. Ask your neighbor. See which kind of ham
What's
she
going
got.
on with the pork?
Ask your neighbor. So this man was just irate at the counter. It's the day before Easter. You got lines coming out the door. You got mobile order pickup. You got walk-ins. It's the honey baked ham store the day before Easter. It's packed. They got hams everywhere. And this man wants him to slice up some ham and is practically cussing this poor kid out because he won't stop what he's doing and saying all these horrible things. And he's like, sir, I've got people in line. I've got hams. I don't even have anywhere to slice the ham up. If you had ordered it, prior to, I could have helped you out. He got so mad, and he finally left, and I started a video. That's where I'm going with this. I started to get my camera, but then I didn't. I didn't. But, and then he didn't even get out of the store, and I walked up to the poor guy I was next, and I said, I'm sorry you had to go through that. That's not your fault. And he was still in the store, and he goes, yes, it is. I went, okay.
You don't want to fight with Gina.
What is
She'll knock you out. Worse than a Boston cop.
It's the day before Easter. People, relax. Go get some ham somewhere else.
Okay, I promise I'm going to wrap up this cop
What?
thing. Okay, so
where are we going
in
with
some
this
mainstream media,
Yeah.
for example,
yes,
they'll be like, kind of like the Maryland dad. He's a Maryland dad. He's not a Maryland dad. He's from that guy from El Salvador.
Oh, the guy that's
and is it
MS-13
on
gang?
his thing.
He's got a tattoo on his
and
hand.
has had 2 hearings saying he's in a gang plus domestic violence.
Mhm.
But MSNBC is still like, a dad, a Maryland dad. Okay, he's criminal.
That beat his wife, I believe.
So they had another thing like that about this woman. She was a beautiful woman in an apartment, and there was like a wellness check. Okay, and we're still talking about body cams, and they're like, white cops killed this African American woman. She opened the door, closed the door, came back out with a knife, and the guy got away from her, like he was all the way down the hall, and she's like this, it was so terrible. And you knew she had some kind of psychotic break. My heart goes out to her family.
And he had it on the body cam. So, yeah.
Which I'm glad he had on the body cam, but it's just like, your heart breaks. That's why her family called. They were having difficulty with this woman's mental health. And it breaks my heart. But please don't say on the mainstream news, like, white cop kills beautiful African-American woman. It's like, she had a psychotic break and was waving a knife and trying to stab him. And it's just, so sad.
Well, that's why it's good they have these body cams for their own protection now when they go to court. They say, this is what happened. You can see it.
And to fight the media, because it's like, that's not really what happened. It's also very dangerous in creating an environment of hate when they spin stuff that way. It's like, hold on a second. Let's look at all the facts. Nobody... Very rarely does somebody want to kill somebody else. Nobody wants to kill it.
And of course, there's always that one bad apple in every situation, but that's not.
Normally, I wouldn't talk about politics, but I am on a lot of date calls, so who knows what's going to happen. Okay, Gina, let's get back to our show.
So 2 trials. I've finished the Lori Daybell. You don't have to watch that trial. You can watch the highlights on Court TV or whatever. But check out Karen Reed. Again, you can just check out highlights in the evening, like Court TV.
And you can tell us, especially tell Gina what your favorite trials have been.
Yeah. There's so many. I really am. I was actually talking to Vinny about this at the gym the other day. I don't like the LA Law shows and all the fake detective crime shows. When we've got the real deal, when you can actually watch now the real crimes, the real stories. And that's why I love Dateline and all this. And I like to find out. I like the real true crime. I want to know about them.
I don't know anyone that's not.
We might turn this into a true crime podcast.
Stop, like FBI, bank robbing.
I like the real stuff. I don't like the fake stuff. They're always based on a true story, but I like to watch the real trials and what happened. So,
okay,
stuff. What?
Well, I was gonna say we're gonna jump into shows.
Yeah.
And which show do you want to jump? I was gonna jump into this. I was listening to it on the way over here, but we don't have to.
What is it?
Okay, so on the way over here, one of my favorite podcasts is the David Spade, Dana Carvey, Fly on the Wall. I also like them. I also like their more loose, less scripted, don't normally have a guest, Superfly. It's available anywhere podcasts. I just listened to it on YouTube,
Spotify,
and it's never video. It's just
Audio.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so they interviewed, I think it was today or yesterday, Brett Goldstein. If that name sounds
Love
familiar, he is Roy Kent from
Ted
Lasso.
Lasso.
And he's also one of the writers. And, you know, Gina and I covered
Didn't he
this.
start out as a writer and he wasn't an actor?
He wrote
in the
himself
beginning.
in. He came up with this character, and he just told the story
He
today
did?
where he filmed like 5 scenes, reading the lines. He's like, and he sent the tape or that, file or whatever to the producer or the casting director, and was like, listen, I really think I'd be a good fit for this, and so I'm auditioning for you. If you don't think I'm a good fit, let's just never speak of it again.
Oh, what a
he's
great
just
story.
like, I think I'd be a good fit, and he saw it, and he's like, you're in. He's fantastic.
He's great. He made that show.
So he also is a writer on Shrinking.
I didn't know that. Love that show too.
The reason why I brought him up is he's promoting one, like you said, Gina, is his stand up is out. He's out and about. He's
on tour with a new stand up,
and he has a new rom-com that he wrote with a friend. Sorry, I can't remember Brett Goldstein's best friend's name, but they wrote, and it's got J-Lo, and there's nothing better than a J-Lo
Goldstein. Is it Goldstein? It's Goldstein. Brett Goldstein.
Than a J-Lo rom-com. And he said it's a rom-com with capital R, means it gets a little dirty. I don't think sexual content. I think language.
He does have a little bit of a filthy mouth, but it's okay. I do like it.
They asked him about that. They said, how many times do you think you say the F-bomb on each Ted Lasso? He goes, probably 100.
I know.
I hope not.
But when British people say it, it's funny. It's okay. I don't know. It doesn't seem as dirty.
He's one of my favorite characters on there.
Oh, yeah. He's the best.
So it's called Office Romance. And then, Gina, then I'm going to skip, and that's all you. So just because it's Ted Lasso, remember Cullen.
With the eyebrow.
Cullen with the brows.
With the funky brow.
So he showed up. I'm like, where do I know this guy? Surface. The murder mystery.
I've not seen it. It's on
mystery. It's
Apple
on
TV.
Apple, and it has the beautiful. I had to write down how to pronounce her name. Her name is. I'm not making this. It's psychological. She's a beautiful, beautiful young actress, and her father is in real life. Her father's a South African doctor, and her mother is an English nurse.
Nice.
And she's a gorgeous young lady, and her name is Gugu Mbatha-Raw. That's how you pronounce her name. Anyway, she's the star. And then Colin, whose real name is Billy Harris, is also star of that. And it's a young woman. She loses her memory, and her husband is not who she thinks he is.
Your hands are cold.
My heart is warm.
Okay.
My head is hot. Feverish.
Yes.
But anyway, so that's a great show. If you guys have watched it, there's 2 seasons out. The new season, I've already watched all of it.
And it's called Surface. And it's on Apple.
And it's like Gina and I were talking about earlier, the reason why we like Bad Sisters, because the scenery is so gorgeous.
In Ireland.
This is in England, and it's old country homes and
sold. I want to watch it just for that reason, because I did enjoy Bad Sisters for that reason as well.
Yeah.
Along with a lot of other things. And then, of course, we're still watching Your Friends and Neighbors, on Apple TV with John Hamm, Olivia Munn, and Amanda Peet, Amy's favorite actress.
I love you.
It's really good. It's getting good. I think there's 3 episodes out. So number 4 comes out this Friday. It is also on Apple, as I said. If you're not watching it, it's good. It's perfect role for John Hamm, who we loved. And I think Mad Men was one of the best series of all time.
And of course, the best show ever, Bridesmaids.
His little cameo in Bridesmaids.
And he was the perfect bad boyfriend.
He makes a good bad boy, yeah. But he's great in this role about these wealthy people, and then he loses his big hedge fund financial job, and then he turns to a career of petty crime. And it's all I'm going to say if you haven't watched it, but jump on board so we can talk about that in the future. Also, I'm really enjoying Hacks on HBO Max with season 4.
She won an Emmy.
She keeps winning. I think it's like her 2nd or 3rd for that show.
Oh, I'm so happy.
It's about a stand-up comedian, which Amy and I both love all of that, of course. And it's great. It's really good. Season 4, check it out.
It is good. It's based on this comedian that's older, and she's kind of like doing the same jokes for 20 years. By the way, we know comedians that do that, and it just, that's not even fun when you do that.
It's hard to
And she's like, her audience at Vegas is like shrink. And so then they hire a young
writer, and they have a great relationship until they don't. And that's kind of what happens in the season.
Yes.
It's how their relationship evolves as well as her career as it changes in the comedy world, and she gets into TV
I
and
haven't-
some other things. It's good. It's
This
Jean
season,
Smart.
Gina, I haven't watched this season, but I saw the trailer, and what was so exciting, and she's like, well, maybe I would have a dress in storage that I could wear. And the next thing you know, the doors open, and it's
a hanger.
warehouse.
It's a hanger,
It's
an
an
airplane
airplane
Yeah,
hanger
with her clothes.
Clothing that it's just like, it reminds me of Carrie Bradshaw or Sarah Jessica Parker in real life.
It could have been a warehouse.
Had
It looked like an airplane
every
hanger.
single outfit from Sex and the City by, episode.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I mean, remarkably archived. And it's just
it's amazing. But she, if you don't remember Jean Smart, remember the show Designing Women? I'm kind of dating myself. That was on in the 80s, Delta Burke, and I can't remember the other actresses now off the top of my head, but she was one of my favorites in that. She's great in this. She's a great actress.
I'm so happy for her.
And I like the fact that, who's the guy from Scandal?
I like him too.
I can't think of his name. The lead from Scandal.
That was the president?
Mm-hmm.
I
He
know.
played the president. Anyway, y'all probably know.
He was also the captain of Titanic.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Isn't it funny how
It goes down with the ship.
Yes. So anyway, lots to watch, lots to
Anything
check
else
out.
we have?
We
We were talking about princes.
Oh, yeah, I know. Just let me talk about this for a second.
Do it.
I love music. I love music.
Gina,
I do. Prince died, as you know, 9 years ago on April 21st, 2016, and today's April 23rd. So I think because I saw him on the cover of Rolling Stone, they've just been talking about him a lot because the anniversary of his death. And I don't know, I was on YouTube the other day and went down this rabbit hole of some Prince clips that were coming up of him performing. And he was just amazing. You just forgot how talented the man was. He could play the drums, he could play the guitar, any kind of guitar, the keyboards, and he could sing, he could dance. And what was sad, I guess it just brought back his death, because his last concert was here in Atlanta at the Fox Theater on April the 14th. And I told Amy, I remember that night, it was a Thursday. And I remember telling my husband, I really want to go see him. Let's go. We should go. And it was cold. It was raining and we didn't get tickets. And he was like, we'll see him next time. Well, there was no next time.
No.
So now when these older artists that I grew up with come around, I'm like, I really want to go see him. I try to make an effort because, no.
I told Gina, because we could die.
We could die. They could die. Anybody could die. We're at that age now. You got to go. So, if you've got somebody in mind that you want to see, somebody that's coming in concert here at Ameris is Rod Stewart. I've never seen him. I mean, he's getting up there in age.
It was the first concert I ever saw. Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart?
I saw him in Charleston. He kicked out soccer balls in
No
English.
way.
It was fun.
I've never seen him
John
live.
Corey took me. Thanks, John Corey.
Oh, well, he's coming to Ameris, so I want to go
Prince,
see.
The interesting thing about him, besides, and I loved his argument, he was very financially savvy, and he knew he was getting taken advantage of. Because what happens is you have music and you just want somebody to represent you, and you sign your life away.
Yeah, he was smart.
Yeah, you sign your life away, and then but he is the one producing it. So
Right.
He's playing the instruments, he's singing everything, and then he's organizing it and producing the music and changing it. And he's like, I'm sorry, what are you doing? Like, you obviously, like Taylor Swift has a famous producer that she pays all this money to because they take her idea and they blend it together. Prince, almost 100% was doing all that himself. He's like, why am I paying you? And he was kind of like, I'm crazy about Cat Williams, the comedian. I love him. And they just happen to be two very short black men that are
Prince was only 5'2".
that are geniuses. But Cat Williams remind not because they're black, their business sense, and their way that they avoided
their celebrity status, the way they
and how they resisted. Like you don't hear either one of them tied up with Harvey Weinstein. You do not hear them tied up
or with P. Diddy.
No,
Yeah.
they speak about it.
He was clean.
They were like, no.
Right.
And Prince was a religious man.
Yeah,
Cat Williams was a religious
sadly,
man.
he died of an accidental overdose because of if you remember when he performed, because he was such a short guy, he always wore these really high
Boots.
heels.
Yeah.
And he would be up. I mean, the man could jump up on a piano and then jump off a piano. Well, when you get to a certain age, jumping off piano starts to affect you. And he had a lot of hip issues.
Sure.
And hip pain. And so he started taking the pain meds. And I think that's what got him in trouble. Not intentionally to overdose. I believe I believe it was an accident. He got some bad drugs, I believe.
Remember when Prince showed up on New Girl?
No, because I never watched New
Oh
Girl.
my gosh, Prince was on New Girl.
Really?
And
Oh my
he
gosh.
was so, I mean, I don't know him, but it was so lovely. And then all the cast members went bananas for him. And when you hear Cat Williams talk about Prince, because they had a relationship, not dating, they're friends. And it's like, there's some magical quality. And even Jimmy Fallon, when he
love when Jimmy Fallon talks about after the SNL 40th.
The ping pong?
No, it's the 40th anniversary. Now they just had their 50th, but this was 10 years ago.
Yes.
So Prince was still alive, obviously. And they had an after party at this bar in New York City.
Yeah.
And it was after the 40th anniversary show. And Prince just kind of showed up at this random club where and they said the audience just kind of parted and he just kind of walked down the middle. And it was like, and Jimmy Fallon was like, oh, would you like to perform? And he was like, yes, and he just got up there and then the whole place just went crazy. Let's go crazy.
Jimmy Fallon, Prince stories. He also,
I didn't know about the ping pong story.
So same thing where he was on the show and he's like, maybe you can meet me at this bar and play ping pong. And Jimmy Fallon's like, ping pong? All right, I can play ping pong. And he goes over there and he's like, Prince was like, oh, crap. He's like an Olympic level ping pong player. And Jimmy, I mean, it was sweet. Like anyone in life, I've never heard somebody say a bad word about Prince. He was just like this stand-up guy that
he was a hard worker.
A lot of people. This is also something he has in common with Cat Williams. Cat Williams like to lift people up, take comics that no one's heard of that he loves and put them on the road. And Prince was like that too. And I remember he paid for Carmela Electra's apartment for like a while because he's like, you're going to make it as an actor, but let me help you.
And like Sheila E., he kind of said, he gave her, and the Birds, the Time, the Time, that group that performed.
Yeah.
No, so I love Prince. He's missed as an artist.
He is missed as a human being.
And a human being. I would agree with you.
All right. We got anything else to
I think we're good, Amy.
Okay. Well, if you just like
Thanks for joining us
ramble on about things, we hope that you're interested in these things too. And we'd love to hear your comments.
Yeah. And have a great week. And we will see you next Wednesday. And I think it will be May, Amy, when we come back. It's gonna be May. Y'all have a great day. And
we're out of here. We gotta go out of here. Bye. And this is